All right. Gotta say that again. If you want, as I say it, Ed, if you are a person who does not view and has a very negative demeanor against someone, or wants to take advantage of someone, or is this kind of, or just a complete asshole to begin with. One, fuck you. Two, fuck your life. And three, fuck, fuck the kind of person that you are, and the behavior and demeanor that you are. The reason why I bring this up, this, and I saw, it was something I saw yesterday. A friend posted, and it pissed me off. It really pissed me off when I saw the post. None of the friend, but the person who did it. And unfortunately, there's nothing that could be done outside of just block the number and report it to their phone their service provider. So, I'll give a quick TLDR about this friend. This friend has been basically going through hell for the past year. They, well, year and a half, as I should say, but closer to a year. This friend actually, so about a year ago, this one friend found out. This one friend in a relationship she was in ended unexpectedly after, she found out, and she's gonna be having a child. Okay, and same age, and this friend's same age as me. It's like, okay, we both both in the same class and everything, and everything. So nothing wrong with that. Okay, cool, whatever. The but the person she was in from what I recall, the relationship she was in straight up dumped her when she told them that. It said, "Fuck you, I'm out of here. You enjoy being a single mom." Yeah. Yeah. And she did the right thing and basically erased him from it, deleted everything you mentioned about him, and did not say about them. Whatever. Cool. Whatever. The reason why I bring this up, I don't know if this is the person in question based off the post that was made. A couple months ago, this friend ended up going into extremely premature labor. Had her child, but unfortunately, the child did not last more than 100 hours. Did not do that. I have a very similar story with a family member of mine, with a cousin of mine, not the cousin from Tuesday. No, not Tuesday. Saturday story. Different cousin, older one. But than that cousin. It's the older sister of that cousin, but very similar story. But that went on for years, and it's even worse. But I'm not going to tell that story because that's their story, and that is their story and their demeanor. And I do not and I am not going to tell it because I have that my cousin's respect, because if she wants to tell it in the future, she can, but we're not going to do that. But with this friend, on the other hand, it's because I want to make a PSA. I'm making a PSA on this because I was pissed when I saw the post. So then after, and so we mentioned the child dies after being alive for less than 100 hours. Extremely premature birth, and the friend, and this friend absolutely destroyed. Destroyed already because a couple months earlier was destroyed by having a relationship being terminated because the guy doesn't want to be a dad, and basically hates, and straight up more likely, I would not be surprised if I had a side chick. I would not be surprised if that is the case. And she just didn't realize what she was in. Don't blame her on that, because it does take a lot to recognize it. Secondly, but then, so that happened basically destroyed. Luckily, she's got a really strong, a good family to back her up. She got to and basically be there for, you know, even her nieces and nephews are they have an idea of what happened, but you know they're super young. They're young, super young, and all that. They'll be maybe once they're older and more mature, they'll be a bit more understanding on it, you know, whatever. But they've basically been, you know, they've at least been a little bit. They've been actually building a new cornerstone for, have been been the cornerstone that has not collapsed for, thank God. They both, that being her brother, her sister-in-law, and her nieces and nephews, and also the rest of her family. Well, even with all that anchorage and even all and even all these friends you got, she has. Yesterday, and this is the post that pissed me off when I read it. Some basically inhumane asshole decided to use a messaging service, you know, through an anonymous number they created that you can just go, you know, and you know you can do that. Like that's literally what WhatsApp was created at. That's what Meta's WhatsApp does. Snapchat does. Even though I don't know how many people still use Snapchat, but because that's a 10-year-old thing that died pretty quickly after basically Facebook at the time, then named Facebook Incorporated, bought WhatsApp. But hey, it was actually, smart move on them in that case. But also there's also I think Twitter, before they went bought by a crazy person, had an app in development similar to that. But you know, whatever. You know, those type of apps, anonymous messaging apps, or not anonymous, but ones where you create another phone number for free. It's paid through for banner ads and everything, or you can actually, if you buy into into their premium programs, you can actually use those apps for free, get them ad free actually, as part of your premium subscription plans with them. Well, this was a free. The number she posted from this person and all that. It seems as if someone found out her. It's someone who definitely knows her phone number. And I did give a show of support for her last night when I saw the post, and it was because this is what pissed me off. Because someone decided, you know what, we're going to investigate this number. Let's see where it comes from. Yeah, guess what? It comes up as unknown and non-existent. Someone, and I'm going to say this, it has to be someone we know and has her number, and it's someone from her past and has her number. They decided to use the anonymous app, and what they said to her, and she never got a reply, and they basically, and everything was despicable, inconceivable, and downright disgusting. If you are that kind of person, that's why I'm saying fuck you and fuck your life and fuck the kind of person you are. Because this person did just that. They did target the message. I'm not going to say word for word on what it was, but it basically opened up the wound of and it's the permanent wound that will always be there of the tragic the tragic birth of and short life of this friend's child. That draws a line. Like the kind of people understand how you can be around to do that, or even alive, it is, like I said, disgusting, inconceivable. It makes people angry. Like, I was legitimately pissed reading that. I was like, what the fuck? Who could be that kind of sick bastard to do that? And it has no place at all in this world. No place whatsoever. If you are that kind of person, you just either recognize you are that kind of person and get help, or just fucking leave. That I do not tolerate with that kind of behavior whatsoever, or those kind of people at all. That is absolutely despicable of you to be that kind of person. And to basically be a shithead like that and act like that, you have to basically be willing to just alienate yourself to be like that. That being said, although I'm not going to go word for word of what I said, the best thing I said for maybe helping out, for even helping, is it probably is someone we know. We all would know in that tour. And if it is, but if it's not, so that way, if it's someone we can all see, like, based off the dialogue and the tone it was delivered in, if she could think of anyone in her past, whether it's a past partner or or former friend, someone that she would know, that even we would probably know, that is like that and has always had it out for her, and is wrong. Not only has always had it out for her, but did a major wrong to her in the past, and be willing to basically have a personal, permanent vendetta against them. Talk to her with the nieces and nephews out of the room until they're very much older and all that, because this is straight up abuse at the end of the day. It is straight up abuse that they are giving, and no, I do not tolerate that kind of behavior. Do you know anyone who's that kind of person? Fuck you for sure. And that's what I told her. I said, this is straight up abuse that you're being handed to. You're going through. Basically, try and think of someone who would do that to you. Talk to your family about it, and then make create a written testimony and post it and say, it could, if this is the person you think it is, or these are who have done them. If it, as it's not going to be easy to find, but look for it, and it's going to be very difficult to make to basically what you considered a friend before to be basically an asshole like that. There's multiple different meat, and that's like, people are going to bitch about, like, all the even all the conservatives that say Me Too is a fake and all that. It's like, no, once you see it in person to someone, it's like, you heard about, there are famous people, and even like quasi-famous people as well, that have done that, that have been a victim of that as well, and sometimes even before. And then there's those and ones that have made have done testimonials of people that abused them in their past and all that. They usually are the ones, particularly the ones that are like, they'll target famous people first and say, no, this is the kind of person. But then the ones that target just random people that say make a testimony about a random person that no one knows about until then, those are usually the ones that are more truthful and that are always truthful on it, not more, but always, and have that kind of being, and are like that, and just are permanent, and you can tell they're permanently, and you know they're permanently damaged and destroyed, and will never recover from it. Like, yeah, you can, there is some, but whatever. You can't fix it, fix the past at all on that kind of demeanor. But the thing I told this friend was the best way that once you post it, you can get, this will make it known to people, or that it was more that could we, because we said because she was asking for help, like, because in her post she said she was just shaking, disgusted, hurt, and basically going through all forms of like the traumatic emotions you can get out of that, which I don't blame her on that one. Even on that one, it just was she just got randomly texted this, and that's it. That's literally, it was just five simple 1-sentence messages. And I think total wise, I think the number of characters was less than 120. I think, if I remember, I would have to look at the post quickly again, but that was it. It pissed me off on that, but I said, we may be able to figure out who it is if you could think it, and if you think it's this person, we'll go and check. We'll go and literally do a basic not a DDoS, but more like basically a massive visitation to maybe if they still have social media accounts or anything, or maybe even their phone owned as well, and phone number, to see like, okay, trap them into a conversation, see and then mention if they're anyone, and see if we could trap it in to see if that's the person in question, because because that's the only thing I could think of. It's like, and I said that's the only best, and that probably the best way it won't bring to solve this. It won't bring closure ever, but it will get an army to go against you. Not against you, but against them. I don't know why I said against you. That's the incorrect term. And I really, it really pissed me off last night seeing that. But yeah, what I said best is, once that's out there, you'll basically have enough people to basically say, this is over. We're not going to take it with you. And we'll be, well, not you, but take it with them anymore, and we will basically destroy their life as well. Like, I've seen there is one good oral testimony that's on YouTube out there of a person that basically talked about where they had everything in their life destroyed by one person, literally, and while they will never say when, it was pretty much, it's now been figured out when. It got pretty much figured out pretty early on, after like looking more into their abuser's case, and figuring out the timing of it. That person destroyed they were destroyed by their abuser years later while making the testimony, and they were destroyed making the testimony as well, because they were free, and it's never going to hurt. It will never come back to they'll never be able to get that part of their life back, nor anything else. And they even said like how even for years afterwards, felt like they've always been destroyed even since that happened to them. They were in that situation, and just were going down past that they never thought they could ever be in, and got themselves pulled out of that. But when they made that oral testimony, because they made the written testimony first the night before, did the oral testimony next day, that oral testimony destroyed was the weapon they used to get back at their abuser. That's what happened. And it destroyed their user's life even without them knowing, which is a great thing to see. People were able to go and report that. Even though I think also that abuser's employer saw the video and was like, ooh, you hid that from us. Yeah, we're not working with you, and we're going to blacklist you for life. Which they did. Which, that's a good thing. But no. But with this person, however, we don't know who it is. It's a hidden number. But if you're that kind of person, I'm just going to, like I said, if you're that kind of person, fuck you, 2, fuck your life, and 3, fuck the kind of person that you are and and the behaviors that you bring with it. So, and if we find out who you are, well, just be ready to fight for scraps on the street. That's all I'm gonna say.